Look, I want to talk for just a second about something we want to go in depth on. Let's turn things around. Let's talk about being a billionaire. Wouldn't that be nice? It's hard to really conceive how much money that actually is. Here's my favorite way to kind of wrap my head around it. If you were to count the seconds without stopping from 1 to 1 million, it would take about 11 days to get there. If you kept counting until you reached a billion, it would take you 31 years. Little difference there. Now, keep counting to 20 billion, and you will have reached the net worth of Carolina Panthers owner David Tepper. So when the NFL fined him $300,000 for throwing his drink at fans from his luxury box in Jacksonville, it would be the equivalent of fining you or me or the average person about $1. Now, I know what you're thinking. A drink thrown at an NFL game? Unbelievable, unheard of, never seen such a thing. Either way, Tepper apologized. He wrote in a statement that said, "In part, I regret my behavior, and I should have let security handle any issues," so on and so forth, etc. He never really said the word sorry. Now, Twitter said the apology reminded them of this from The Office.
I state my regret.
You couldn't have memorized that?
I could not, because I did not feel it.
Okay. That's hilarious. The internet remains undefeated, and some people hope to use that power on the internet to oust Tepper from the team. This change.org petition has 3,000 signatures of fans who want Tepper to be fired by the league. They cite the team's horrible record, the bad personnel decisions, and the whole drink thing, to name a few. Now, if you're wondering, that petition is entirely frivolous. I mean, anyone can post something onto change.org. There's currently a petition with 25,000 signatures to sell Montana to Canada for $1 trillion. But that's not really the main reason the petition has no teeth. It's mainly because the Carolina Panthers are not your team. It's his. You know, technically, if you read the NFL rules, all the other team owners could come together, they could decide to vote him out. But look, that's never going to happen. Actually, that nearly happened last year with Commanders owner Dan Snyder when he was charged with sexual harassment and misappropriating money, but he walked away before anything could go down. He sold the team. He made billions of dollars. If they weren't willing to draw that line there with him, do you really think they're going to draw it with drink throwing? They didn't draw that line with Patriots owner Robert Kraft when he was arrested for soliciting a prostitute at a Florida massage parlor, or when Raiders owner Mark Davis got this haircut. The list goes on. Look, when I lived in San Diego for a few years, Chargers fans couldn't stand the team owner. He kept asking the city to help fund a new stadium, but voters kept saying, no, buy it yourself. So he took his ball and his players and his coaches and his team, and he went to Los Angeles. Despite the Chargers being in San Diego for nearly 6 decades, it wasn't their team, it was his. Something that's true for every team in the league except one. The Green Bay Packers are a non-profit. A Guardian article called "Where Fans Rather Than a Billionaire Are the Owners" lays it all out. The team is owned by over 500,000 individual fans, which is one reason why a city that's smaller than Cary still has an iconic NFL franchise. If you think this sounds like a good idea, too bad, or should I say, too late. In 1960, then NFL Commissioner Pete Rozelle wrote into the league's constitution in a section known as the Green Bay Rule that future teams must be organized as for-profit entities. They want your money. They want a profit, and they're getting it. Look, you might not think that David Tepper is a good owner, but he's a heck of a businessman. Tepper bought the Panthers in 2018 for $2.275 billion. Today, it's worth $4.1 billion. And why the team might be at the bottom of the barrel, that barrel is on a rocket ship. If you looked at the 100 most watched broadcasts of 2022, out of the most watched 100, 82 of them were the NFL. Look, I get it. I was raised a Steeler fan. I was born a Steelers fan. The doctors wrapped me in a terrible towel when I was born. That's a true story. Fandom runs deep. It's about identity and connection. And when that's being threatened or mistreated, we get passionate. We can get frustrated. We can act out. Just don't throw anything. We know where that leads. Let me know what you think about this topic or any other about the segment. You just send me an email, dan@WRAL.TV. TepperShock.com.
I love that the doctors wrapped you in a terrible towel.
Yeah.
That's amazing. All right.